My opinion on who the villain of the season is keeps on switching, but right now, I'm focused on Yoli.
We did speak to what we'd physically.
Yeah, and that was your choice.
Hello everybody, welcome back to my channel. My name is Queenie. For those who don't know me, reviewing the Ultimatum Queer Love Season 1, Episode 6. Before I get into it, please make sure to like this video, subscribe and hit the bell, and leave a comment down below. If you're not on Discord, then you don't really know the issue that's been happening with the whole watch parties and stuff like that. But I promised a watch party today, cannot do it today. So we will try for tomorrow, and we will watch Episode 6 together. I know we're like backtracking, but that's just how it goes on Discord. Okay, don't worry about it. Anyways, it is time for the reuniting of the original couples. And Tiff actually admits that they have had anger issues. And through communicating with Sam has worked some of those issues out. And Sam is really excited about the progress she's had in this process. And Aussie seems like has regressed.
It was a roller coaster.
I know Sam's been working on the ability to speak up.
We had this ability of talking through things, and so it was about us learning how to set our boundaries.
I pulled out.
You pulled out.
I pulled out. I need to improve my communication, but I do feel that I had to put myself first.
I 1000% believe that you should look out for yourself first. Because if you cannot be at 100%, how can you show up 100% for other people? I mean, you can, but you know, it's a theory thing. Don't read into it too much. But the problem is Aussie is always putting themselves first. So when does the person that you're in partnership get to have their, well, I'm putting myself first moments? And it seems like whenever Sam wants to address things in the relationship, if Aussie's not prepared to have that conversation, the conversation's not being had. If Aussie feels like the complaint is irrelevant, then that is it. Then that's the answer. It's irrelevant. So I'm here for looking out for yourself, but you're in a partnership. It's not all about you anymore. Ray is talking about how she tends to struggle to initiate things and be kind of self-assured in a relationship. And she's saying that, yeah, the connection with her and Vanessa wasn't romantic in the way that everybody was making it out to seem. However, she was practicing things that she feels like she struggled to do in her relationship with Lexi.
I've been trying to be better at maybe making decisions for myself quicker or not like leaning on so many other people. I think I have a lot of negative self-talk sometimes, and like she helps me kind of feel valued.
I'm actually excited about what a marriage would look like rather than terrified, as I was just 4 weeks ago.
Well, I just hope that you don't expect people to just brush it under the rug, not that you said sorry.
In context, I think it kind of makes sense. I'm like, okay, I mean, you didn't really have to finger somebody else to learn that you can initiate sexual intimacy. But I hear the sentiment. I understand the reasoning. And I also found it interesting how Vanessa was reading her little apology thing. And I was kind of like, okay. I mean, I think Vanessa has grown. I don't think she's ready for marriage, but I think that she has grown. And Yoli's like, no, this is performative. I'm like, damn, Vanessa can't do nothing right. Yoli is really getting on my nerves. Really, really, really getting on my nerves, guys. You'll be able to tell throughout the episode. But essentially, she's upset with Mal that Mal is giving Lexi the things that she's been asking to receive from Mal for years.
If I was having a rough day, she would text me like, how can I best support you? What do you need from me?
Mal was the perfect, and no offense to all of you here, but the only choice, I think.
Oh, wow. What? She did what? With when? How? Like, I don't want somebody who I'm trying to convince to want what I want. I feel like I've been doing that my whole life.
I just want to remind everyone that Yoli said she struggled with physical intimacy of any kind. This is including like just hand holding with Mal. And it took her a long time to get used to Mal touching her. Maybe you're not a safe space, Yoli. Maybe that's the case. Maybe you're not a safe space. And I think too, like, Mal felt like Yoli is able to just fully commit to anybody who's around her. So why would she want to, you know, give herself to somebody who could so easily give themselves to any and everybody? You know what I mean? And so I hear the way that Yoli talks about Mal, and it seems like being with Mal is such a chore. So then leave. You want to force this person into marrying you, into committing to you, but it's like being with them is pulling teeth for you. So then go somewhere where that's not the reality. Like I honestly don't understand where Yoli's coming from. Like, she has all these complaints about Mal, and then also doesn't allow Mal to be fully Mal, and then complains when Mal is Mal with other people, but then Yoli can easily be her full self with other people too. Why would I want to get... Yeah, not a fan of Yoli, if you couldn't tell. Vanessa asks Xander if she would want to continue in this process with her. Honestly, the answer is kind of sad.
The emotional connection for me is very important, and I think that Yoli and I developed that.
All the ways you're talking about you're connecting with Yoli, I feel like I'm ready for now, and I hope you're open to that. If you had the choice, would you live with Yoli for 3 more weeks?
Honestly, is something that you and I need to discuss alone. That the whole table doesn't need to hear right now.
Like I said, I don't think Vanessa's ready for marriage, but I do think that she's grown. Unfortunately for her, Xander has also grown in love with somebody else. So, I mean, it's very evident. And even though Xander isn't saying it explicitly, Vanessa knows. So when they reunite in their trial marriage now, Vanessa's asking questions that Xander is feeling uncomfortable about.
What physical level did you reach with Yoli? I do want specifics.
I don't wanna do that. Is a little conflicting for me, like that's what you want to know and talk about.
How is that not a normal thing to want to know?
I'm sorry, Xander, but I side with Vanessa. Like, I need to know if you had sex with this person, how often you did have sex with him. Do you love this person? Do you want to be with me? These are all questions that I need answers to. And if you don't tell me now, I'm going to find out later. And I promise you, it's not going to be pretty later. Mal, as we know, had the fear that Yoli would fall in love with anybody who she was partnered with. And that fear came true.
I'm used to coming home to a different person who does different things and like is a different way. And I don't know if you assumed this already or not, but we did have sex.
I hear that you're in love with this person. Cool. I'm telling you, I still want my family with you. I'm gonna holla at Lexi's dad about rings. It's good. I'm good.
So I know they're having like a really emotional conversation, and Mal is like, I want you. Like, why don't you want me back in the way that I want you? Whatever it is that you want me to do, I'll do it. But I cackled when Mal was like, I'll even ask Lexi's dad for an engagement ring. I said, now, wait a minute now. Hold on. Ain't this the same couple talking about we could see a future together and we're going to have our mixed race babies? I'm sorry, that line really just sends me, the mixed race babies. Just for you to then turn around and ask that girl's daddy for an engagement ring for you to get married to somebody else? Girl, be for real. Sam, thank God, has learned to speak up for herself. And unfortunately for her, it might be rubbing Aussie the wrong way.
Can you at least be open to the fact that maybe there were some things you could have done differently?
Of course.
Yeah.
I'm not like that.
I know.
Are you a mini Mildred now? I don't know. Does Tiff like mini Mildred on me?
Not at all.
I see a huge change in Sam. And at this point, I'm not sure if that change is compatible.
God forbid Sam voices her opinion. God forbid Sam has concerns about the relationship that she wants to hash out. Aussie is a trip, honestly, because anytime somebody voices something that is different to Aussie's personal belief, it's a fight. They're being combative. Oh, you're attacking me. What? And it's so funny how Aussie fears conflict resolution or just conflict at all and doesn't realize that conflict resolution is very essential in relationships. Because if we hash out our frustrations and our concerns now, we're actually avoiding conflict in the future. Because we now know on a lighter scale how to deal with potential issues in the future. If I have an issue with something and it's small, but we hash it out at the small, as it grows, we already know, oh, hold on. This is a a point of contention in my relationship. How can I mitigate the situation? But you just want to sweep under the rug, sweep under the rug, sweep under the rug, and then be shocked when y'all are tripping all over the damn carpet. I mean, nah, Aussie, no, this is no. And it gets worse as the episode goes on. I'm like, oh my goodness, these two, they need to go to therapy because Aussie's too evasive and Sam is too accommodating. Lexi is a pain in my ass. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I couldn't be with somebody any longer who didn't want to put me first.
You don't listen to me. Regardless of what I say, if it doesn't match up with what you want, it's not enough.
I've spent the last 3 years fighting your timeline. You didn't give me commitment, you gave me a key. My dad always said to me, I love the way you treat Ray, but I don't love the way she treats you.
And this is why it is key, wink, wink, to address issues in relationships as they come and not just sweep them under the damn rug. Lexi's now giving all these examples as to why Ray is not a good partner. And it's like, first of all, this was so hard to watch Ray just being pummeled and pummeled and pummeled and pummeled. But it's like, if you know for these 3 years, I think they've been together 3 years, you've basically been suffering in silence and your person that you're with is not a good person. The people in your life don't think that they're a good partner for you. Why did you stay? Why did you stay? You should have, 1, spoken up, 2, left, or 3, realized that in you not speaking and you staying, you've primed the person that you're in a relationship with to think this is okay. So why would Ray change if she's been herself throughout the relationship and you've stayed here and accepted? You know? And then there's a part where the conversation got real emotional. I'm sorry, this episode just had me laughing all the way around. I was like, is Lexi holding a seagull? But she wasn't. It was just the camera placing. But I don't know. I was really distracted in this episode. I don't know if you guys remember me. I think it was the last episode or 2 episodes ago, thinking that Yoli was throwing jabs at Mal, basically saying like Mal can't clean up after herself. She's essentially a child. Yeah, those jabs were not misdirected. That was for Mal.
I haven't felt like you've been a teammate for a while. I also need security and support. I need you to get errands done in the house so they don't all just fall on me. It's like I do need you to pick up around yourself.
Why did you stay? 4 years, mind you. And why issue an ultimatum? Was part of the ultimatum you also need to clean up after you proposed to me? Because then, okay, cool, I get it. But you wanted to propose to Mal you wanted Mal to propose. You wanted to get married. I don't know who was doing the proposing with Mal as is, you know? So yeah, it's an interesting situation here. I also noticed that they perceive security differently. So for Mal, she perceives security as financial. I need to put myself in a position where I can provide for my family fiscally. However, for Yoli, security is presence. Be here with me. Do what I'm doing. Be an equal partner in this thing. If I'm cleaning, you're cleaning. If I'm raising the child, you're raising the child. If we're grinding at work, you're grinding at work. Like, be present with me. So that is an interesting conversation that I hope that they have, because as long as they both perceive that security differently, they're going to be missing each other, you know, because Mal, once she finally gets this security that she's been working for before wanting to marry Yoli, is going to think that she's done all the work to, you know, achieve whatever goals that they were looking to achieve. However, Yoli's not going to connect with that because that's not security to her. Security to her is be in this with me. In the first episode, if you remember, I said that Tiff and Mildred have no business being together, let alone being married. My opinion has not changed.
Like, I'm a jealous person. Like, I don't, want...
You're jealous?
I learned communication. Like, I tell Tiff, like, hey, like, if you see that I'm tired, if you see that, like, I'm stressed out, like, help me out.
The way you see it, it's...
Hold on. I just feel like there was a blockage there.
Can I say what I was going to say?
Okay, go.
We went to couples therapy. And
How
was it?
We went to couples therapy.
Therapist gave up on us.
She fired you.
Tiff, Mildred is forcing Tiff to be in something that they obviously don't want to be in. And then Tiff is holding on to a relationship that's dead in the water. And then we have Natasha. Guys, give Natasha a show. Oh my gosh. I love Natasha. Natasha needs a show. Netflix, stop with this whole perfect match spinoff, whatever. The real spinoff is the Natasha show. Okay? I don't even know what Natasha would be doing, but I need it. Sam says she doesn't want to settle. But Sam, as of this episode, being with Aussie is settling.
I think it's so refreshing to have you actually sit here and not walk away. I think that's where Mildred was frustrated.
Trying to breathe through this right now. Can we just stop for a minute?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Thank you.
I don't understand the
It ticked me off just now. I need a moment.
Okay. Now I'm realizing my value and my worth, and I don't want to waste my time and feel drained all the time.
Aussie hasn't grown at all, and didn't give the process a proper enough try to even really grow, you know? And so it's interesting how Sam is there like, oh my goodness, like, you didn't walk away, you're listening to the conflict, like, this is so great, whatever. And it's like, oh, hold on, Aussie's about to default. And sure enough, Aussie defaulted. The conversation of Mildred really triggered Aussie and decided that, listen, I don't want to talk about this no more. I'm getting up, I'm walking away. And I think Aussie started crying in the bathroom, something like that. But I'm like, Sam, in the same way that you see Aussie get up and leave, you can do that too. You can get up and leave. You can. I could not imagine being Ray in a situation where you've just been told that everybody in your girlfriend's life basically thinks that you're a piece of shit. And so here you are sitting in front of people in your girlfriend's life.
The whole thing is very confusing to me because
it is confusing. I didn't know if the person that I've been in love with for the last 3 years would ever say yes to me if I got down on one knee. Like, what would you do in an experience with the person that you know just betrayed your trust and was intimate with someone else? Do you regret the decisions you made because they hurt me, or because you actually think they were mistakes? She doesn't regret, you don't regret what you did, and that's fine, and I'm not asking you to, but I don't have to be okay with them.
Have we seen anybody from Ray's side? A friend, a family member, anybody? Because I need them to hand Lexi her ass. Like, at this point, I'm so tired of the dog piling on Ray. And I'm starting to really understand Ray. And it's kind of frustrating because Ray was really pissing me off in the beginning, and so was Vanessa. But as the episodes go on, I'm like, okay, I'm getting it a little bit. I'm understanding. I think, what do I think? I think that Ray struggles with self-assurance, and I'm pretty sure it is really hard for her to grow out of that, being in a partnership with somebody who constantly reminds them how much they fall short. And that's really hard. The episode ends with Vanessa's big declaration of wanting to commit to Xander, and Xander says, yeah.
There have been low points, insecurities, betrayals, periods of distance, feelings of disconnection, sexual lulls, and moments of heartbreak.
And I've spent these last 4 years bracing myself for a breakup so that the potential heartbreak wouldn't hit so hard. I'm ready to let go of fear and fully commit to growing this beautiful life of ours.
Yeah? Committed? To me? Alone? No talking to anyone else?
Promise.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
What happened to Yoli, I love you? What happened to that? But I will say, throughout this episode, Xander was really struggling to give Vanessa the affection, the words of affirmation that she was looking for, and Vanessa forced it out of her, essentially. But I have a lot of conflicting opinions about Vanessa, mainly because how I felt about her in the beginning has changed just a little bit. I do think that she has grown, not in the way that Xander needs in order to be married to her, but I think that she's grown. And then I'm reminded, maybe she's not grown, because she ends it saying, commit to me and don't talk to anybody else and blah, blah, blah. And we know that before the trial marriage with Yoli, Vanessa told Xander she's not going to talk to her if she does marriage with Yoli. So this seems like a situation where Vanessa's saying, not necessarily I'm afraid to lose you, but I'm afraid to lose you to Yoli. In the same way that Lexi's upset that Ray was connecting with Vanessa, you know? So I wonder in both of those relationships, if they had had trial marriages with other people and still came to the same conclusion, would their initial partners be acting this way? I don't know. I don't know. But yeah, Xander said she gonna commit. Best of luck to you. Anyways, that's all for this episode. Like, comment, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next one.